Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to today's session. First of all, congratulations to all the call getters from all the top B schools and congratulations on scoring such a good score in CAT and other exams like XAT and all. And today I am going to help you all in framing your answers for PI. I'm Aparna and I am a pass out from MDI-Gurgaon from the batch of 2013-15, and I intend to help you all out with my experience of how to prepare for your PI. So before I start with today's session, just let me check with the audio and video before I proceed with the session. And in case you have any questions, you can post them on the live chat on YouTube. You can share your questions with me and I'll take up those questions and we can discuss them while the session itself. So just let me check on the audio and video, then we'll start with the session. Hello Trilochan, welcome to the session. So I guess your interviews would be starting in Feb, and you still have about 10 days time to prepare yourself for the interviews. We are going to look at the aspects what the interview is looking for in you, and we will try to break up into different parts and pick up each part one at a time and see what needs to be done with respect to each of those subtopics. Okay. So fine. So I think we are good to go with the session. So as I said, I'm a pass out from MDI-Gurgaon and I did my MBA in 2013-15. I have worked with SBI as AVP and currently I'm into teaching of GD-PI and LRDI for CAT. Okay, so let's begin with the session. Let me help you all out in how to start your preparation for the GD-PI process, especially the PI process. So the first thing that should come in our mind is what is the panel looking for in us? When you go as an interview over there, what is the panelist sitting over there looking for in you? Okay, so you must have all heard the saying ki the first impression is the last impression. So we must make a good impression, right? So what do we mean by a good impression? What is the overall personality of yours? What kind of vibe you are giving as soon as you enter the interview room? That defines the overall personality. When you start speaking, how are you interacting with the interviewer? What is the first impression, first thought that the interviewer gets when he speaks to you or when he listens to you or when he sees you coming in? So this is what your overall personality comprises of. What kind of impression you are leaving on the interviewer. The second point that the panel looks for is the clarity of thought. How clear are you about yourself? How much do you know about yourself? Do you know why you want to do MBA? Are you sure why you want to do MBA? Are you perfect for that seat in the college? So that shows your clarity of thought. Then comes the knowledge part. Do you have the complete knowledge of whatever you have done, or are you bluffing? That is one of the main things that interviewers check, because many students do bluff. So please, first of all, do not bluff. Okay, I will be discussing upon it in much more detail. So the knowledge part includes a lot of things. It includes your general knowledge, it includes your academic knowledge, it includes your knowledge about your work ex. So there's all these aspects of knowledge get included in it. So now I'm going to take up each of these one by one and we will see the subcategories of each of these topics and see what can be done with respect to all the subtopics as well. So the first thing, that is overall personality, the first impression that you are leaving on the interviewer. So first thing, that how you are dressed, how are you dressed when you are entering. So please make sure that you wear formals. You do not dress in a shabby manner. You have an ironed shirt, you have you have polished your shoes. It should not give a shabby impression at any point of time. Okay, that is the first point. For boys, please be well groomed. Do not go in a shabby manner. No styles over there. वहाँ पर अच्छे से ही जाना है. Okay, so please make sure of that you go there in a well groomed manner. No big beards and all that stuff. Second thing is ki punctuality. If you have been given a certain time to reach the venue, please be on time over there. Okay, so don't be late, because generally what happens is ki if you have an offline interview, then you will be asked to come at the center at certain point of time. Your documents will be checked, then you will be lined up for the interview. So if you get late, everything gets delayed. So please be on time. Punctuality is very important. Now in this time the scenario has changed, and many of you would be having an online interview. So it is better ki be prepared, be in front of the screen at the time of the interview. It is better ki remain there 5-10 minutes before, so that you can settle yourself, you can be at ease when your interview starts, because thodi to nervousness rehti hai. That is very common. Now, in context of an online interview, again, when I say well dressed, it means well dressed. Please be well dressed completely, because when you are completely well dressed, then you will feel more confident when you are giving the interview. Okay, so be punctual, be well dressed. Another thing is ki be very positive. How can you be positive? You can be positive by telling yourself again and again, yes, you can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I have the capability to crack this interview. So have trust in yourself. Once you have trust in yourself, once you use positive words to yourself, use positive words for the interviewer. किसी भी चीज को नेगेटिव लाइट में हाईलाइट नहीं करना है. इफ यू कैन, by paraphrasing, by changing the language of what you are saying, you can show everything in a positive light. So that is what I mean by positivity. Then see, once you have done these three things, positivity, punctuality, well dressed, अपने आप थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल आता है. ओके, सो वंस यू आर टेलिंग योरसेल्फ, वंस यू आर गिविंग पॉजिटिव वाइब्स टू योरसेल्फ, पॉजिटिव इंस्ट्रक्शंस टू योर ब्रेन, so you will feel confident. Of course, nervousness will be there. It is very obvious. But you have to be confident. You have to show you are confident. So you will have to train your brain accordingly. You'll have to train your subconscious mind accordingly. Keep telling it, yes, I can do it. I can do it. That is the best way. Okay. Also, how can you be more confident? Wear a smile. You don't have to show the interviewer that you are nervous. How can you avoid that thing? By smiling. Of course, not a fake smile. It should be a genuine smile and a little bit of smile. Be a happy face. Keep a happy face. That will help you in avoiding all kinds of nervousness. Okay. So we have covered confidence as well. Next comes the communication skills. Please try to speak only in English. Don't bring in any word in Hindi in between. Okay. Reason being ki it will get noted. It will stick to the mind somewhere and might not leave a very good impression. It is not something ki Hindi is not good. I am not saying that. But yes, once in an interview, please try to speak only in English, not in Hindi. Keep a very decent kind of flow. Do not be in a hurry to speak. Keep a very, speak at a very normal pace. Don't try to hurry up. कि जल्दी जल्दी बोल के काम नहीं खत्म करना. You have to maintain a decent pace of speaking. Okay, your words should be clear. It should convey the complete whatever you are trying to say. It should convey it completely and clearly. Okay. Also, see, you would be preparing some answers, so I'll suggest ki keep the answers in a simple language. Reason being ki when if you mug up very difficult kind of words, you might forget it over there because you are already nervous, and if you forget, it will lead to more nervousness. So keep all your communication in a simple word. Do not try to use very fancy words. Keep it simple, keep it easy, so that you feel more confident and you are more confident in speaking. So it will help in your communication as well. Okay. Also, speak the truth. Do not try to bluff over there. Not at all. Bluffing is completely off the books. Do not bluff. See, if you bluff, it is going to show on your face. The people over there, the interviewers over there, they are highly experienced people. They have been doing this, they have been interacting with the students for so long, interacting with people from outside, from corporate culture. Look, they are so experienced people. They have been interacting with so many people from so long. They can guess in hardly any seconds that you are speaking a lie. So why do you want to put yourself in such a condition that you speak a lie and then get grilled over it? So to avoid that, please stick to the truth. Do not bluff. Do not tell lies over there. It is extremely easy to read from your body language whether you are talking a lie or whether you are telling a truth. Okay, so please maintain truthfulness in whatever you say. Another point is humbleness. What do I mean by humbleness is that do not argue with the interviewer. If let's say you have said something which is not correct, even if you feel ki, yes, I have said it correct, and the interviewer is completely against it, that he's denying that you have said it correct. So instead of taking it on your ego, ki no, why am I being subdued by like that? It is better that you accept ki it is okay. If you think you are correct, if you feel the interviewer is telling something wrong, it is still better to say, okay, fine, I feel this is what is correct, but yes, if you are saying this, it might be, I will check out the facts. I'll get my facts correct. It is better to say this and end that kind of a discussion rather than getting into a fight with the interviewer over there or showing your arrogance over there. Please do avoid that. Keep yourself humble over there. Listen to what the interviewer is saying and then answer. Generally, what happens is that as soon as the interview starts, the interviewer asks you a question. Even before we listen to the complete question, we start to answer it. So it is better, listen to the question carefully, take a pause of let's say 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Take a little bit of pause and then proceed to answer the question. Okay, so if you proceed in this manner, it will show that you are thinking and then answering and not in a hurry to answer everything that is being asked. Okay, so humbleness, confidence, communication skills, truthfulness, positivity, punctuality, and well-dressed, all these sum up to make your personality a very appeasing kind of a personality which will be liked by the interviewer. So the first impression is in your hand completely. By taking care of these thumbnails, you can do that. Okay, last point, it's not a very common point, but yes, I have come across a few interviews in which the student was not, the choice of word by the student was not very good. So do not use any word which is not appropriate, and that is why I say just choose your words carefully. Do not use any kind of word that is not appropriate. Do not get inspired by different web series that keep going on, that you can use any kind of language anywhere. No, that does not work over here at all, and it does not work in corporate as well. So please avoid that. Maintain the decorum of the interview, maintain the formality over there. Do not cross that line. Okay, let's move on to the next part. In case you have any doubts, you can post your doubts on the live chat on the YouTube itself. I will just go through the chat itself and I'll answer your doubts as well. Okay. Next part is clarity of thought. So clarity of thought includes how good you know about yourself. Why do you want to do MBA? Are you clear on that thought? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are you clear on that? Are you ready to accept that these are my weaknesses? Are you ready to accept, yes, you are working on it? So this shows what is your clarity of thought. I will be discussing on each of these points in the later part of the session. Let me proceed ahead. The third thing, as I had discussed, is knowledge part. So knowledge part includes your academics. If you are a student, you haven't completed your graduation yet, then academics is a very important part of your knowledge. So you should be aware of what you have been studying. If some questions are asked on academics, you should be able to answer those questions. Then comes work. If you are working, what is your project, what is your contribution to the project, what is your contribution to the team. So all those things, what are you doing in the project? So all those things will comprise of the knowledge for your work. Then comes general knowledge, what is going on around ourselves, what are the current political issues, what are the current social issues, economic issues. So all those things will get included in the current issues. And in general knowledge will include both the current issues as well as some static facts. Okay, I will be discussing on each of these points also. Then there are so for people who would be taking interviews in Feb, so by that time probably budget will also be out. So if the budget is out, you need to know the key highlights of the budget. If budget is not out by the time you take your interview, then you might be asking, what do you expect from the budget? What can be there in the budget that you think will help the economy of the country? Okay, so these kind of questions can be asked. We will discuss these a little bit in detail, but right now I'm going to focus more on about yourself, why MBA, on these aspects of the interview. Okay. Okay, so now usually, not always, but yes, still usually, the interview begins with a question, tell us about yourself. So usually this is done, first reason, to help you break the ice, to make you more comfortable, because you do not know those people, you're already nervous. So by talking about yourself, you know yourself, right? So by talking about yourself, you will become more comfortable. So to make you more comfortable, to break the ice, they usually ask this question. Another reason for asking this question is to help you lead the interview. This is a very good question if you want to lead the interview. We'll see how so. Okay. So what do you tell in about yourself? If I ask you, tell me about yourself, what kind of details would you like to add over here? You can tell about your family background, where do you belong, what do your parents do, what about your siblings. You can tell about a brief about your family background. Don't get into a story. Yes, a brief, 1 or 2 sentences regarding your family will be sufficient, because you are not based only out of your marks, out of your college, out of your work ex. No, you are much more than that. So tell everything else also. And secondly, you have already written that you got so and so marks in class 10th, you got so and so marks in class 12th, you got so and so marks in your graduation, you work at so and so place. You have already written this as a part of your CV or as a part of the form for the college that you are appearing for interview. You have already filled these details. These details are already with the interviewer. They have already know ki kya karke aaye ho. That is why you are sitting over there, right? So you can avoid all these things until and unless, yes, you want to highlight something, then mention it. Otherwise, you can skip this part altogether. Just 1 sentence will be sufficient. You need not go into the marks part of each 10th, 12th graduation. Not as much required. But yes, you can tell ki you are what stream you are doing graduation in, or anything regarding your academics. You can tell about your academic achievements. You can tell. So let's take an example ki you improved upon yourself during a certain course of period. You improved upon your marks, your results improved. So if you want to highlight that part as a part of your strength, ki you have shown perseverance, that you have shown your hard work that help you increase your results, increase your marks. So you can highlight that part. Okay. So in academics, it is completely up to you, but I'll suggest ki try to put in something which is not already there. Okay, because it should not be a very factual kind of a narration by you ki haan, this is there, this is there, this is there, that they already have. Tell about yourself. Okay. Now, one suggestion that I would like to give you all is how you can frame your about myself is list out the points, list out your good qualities. make a list of all the good traits that you have. So let's say you have you write down around 7-8 good qualities. Okay, you write down 7-8 good qualities. Now try to build your about myself around these qualities. Try to include incidences or some link with something. Matlab, just if, for example, if somebody is from army background or somebody has younger siblings, then you can say ki yes, so for example, you have younger sibling, you can say ki because you have younger sibling and you have a sense of responsibility built up in yourself from very childhood. So this is how you wanted to show that you are a responsible person. You linked it with certain aspect of your life, and you brought out that quality of yours. That is how you should try to build it up. So let's say you somebody is from an army background, somebody's father is an army. You want to highlight that you are a very organized and a very disciplined person. So you can link that with it. So that is how you link all the qualities that you have with some aspect of your life. It shows a very well thought of, a very well knitted kind of a description about yourself. So the interviewer, the person sitting in front of you, would be interested in listening to you. Acha, this is how he got this quality. This is how she became like this. Well, so it should be a story like of a thing, a interesting story. So try to build your about me through this kind of a format. Okay, try it. You can share it with me as well if you want, and I'll help you out on that. Then you can tell about your academics. I already told you. Work experience may you can tell about your learnings from the work experience. What was something new that you gained out of there? You can tell about your project as well. Give a little bit. Now here you need not give details about it. Whatever topics, when I say lead the interview, that is what I mean. Ki whatever topics you want to highlight, give one sentence or the one liner of that topic which you want the interviewer to proceed further for discussion. Okay, so this is like about myself is like a pointer that yes, these are the points that I am going to discuss, these are the points that I want you to ask me. So try to build your about myself in that manner. Put in pointers. Don't get into a lot of details about it, but put the pointers that these are my key highlights, these are my key achievements which I want you to discuss with me. Okay, you can highlight your achievements. If you have got some participated in some sports at some national level or state level, you can put that. If you have some certificates, something, some courses that you have done, you can tell about that. So all these will act like pointers on which the interviewer can ask you question. Okay, then you can also mention about your hobbies over here. If you have some interesting hobbies, even if it is not, it is a part of your life. Your hobby is a part of who you are. So you need to tell it. Now this about me, when I told you to list all the good qualities, build with about me around it, it will help in taking care of all your strengths. You would have mentioned all your strengths, even much more than that. Generally, when if you are being asked a direct kind of a question, ki, what is your strength? You will say 1 or 2 strength, maximum 3. But by building an about myself in this manner, you will have highlighted much more qualities of yours as compared to just 1 or 2 strengths. So you will not be asked a direct question about what your strengths are. It will get covered in it. Okay? So try to build your about myself in this manner in a very well knitted form so that the interviewer listens to you. Otherwise, what will happen is ki it will just stop randomly and it will create more of it will not leave a good flavor in the mouth. Okay. So also try to build about myself of about 2 minutes long so that you can continue for that period. In case you are stopped, well and good. In case you are not, at least you will have something to keep on speaking. So try to build it in such a manner that it is about 2 minutes long. Practice it. Practice speaking it, because just by writing it on paper or on your word file, it will not serve the purpose until you speak it up. When you speak it up 2 to 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, you will get comfortable with what should be spoken, what should not be spoken. Sometimes things look better when they are written, but when you start speaking, you might feel, I need to change the language of this, and you will get to know what needs to be changed, what needs to be kept, like that. Okay, it will help you in framing the complete answer in a better way. All right, let's move on to the next part. Another question that might be asked is who is your role model? So role model you might include a family member of yours, you may include a famous personality as well, you may include any of these, but yes, I'll suggest keep at least somebody in your mind, some famous personality in your mind, whom you can tell to be as a role model. Now it just does not mean ki role model pucha and you just tell the name of the person. No, why is that person your role model? What are the qualities? What are the qualities of this person that you like, that you want to adopt in your life? Okay, so only name is not sufficient. You need to research on this person, research on the life of the person, research on the achievements of this person, and then finalize what are you going to say when you mention your role model. Okay, so these are the points that you need to keep in mind when you tell about your role model. Now, please don't choose a very negative kind of a character for role model, because then it will get difficult for you to justify why that person is a role model. It may not reflect in a very good way on you. Okay, and it may lead to an unnecessary discussion, unnecessary debate over there. So try to avoid having a negative person as a role model. Anybody negative who has done something which is not uh, socially acceptable, so please do not choose that kind of a person. Okay, we will move on to the next point. So then comes why MBA? Again, a very important question. Now, this question is something which again can be included in your about me as well. You can link some aspect of it in your about me as well if you want. If you want, completely up to you. It's your choice how you want to frame it. But you can include it in your about me as well, that while you're answering that question, you answer this question as well. Okay, this has been your thought process. That is how you got the idea ki MBA is going to suit me, and you proceeded to take this a step. Okay, but overall, if I am treating this as a separate question, or if I am treating it in combination with that, there are some pointers which you need to keep in mind. I will be discussing that. So now, why do you want to do MBA? The first thing that comes in the mind is yes, the packages are good. When you do an MBA, when you pass out from a top B school, you get good packages. But is that the correct answer? You are joining a B school. You are not joining a placement agency. B schools are not placement agencies. Get that fact very, very straight. Do not give even a hint of this, that you are joining MBA so that you get a good package. No. You are joining a B school. What does a school do? School teaches you. You get learnings out of a school. So you need to focus on the learning part. If you have done your learnings well, if you have performed well in your uh, duration of MBA, of course you are going to get a good profile. Of course you will get a corporate profile of your choice. But you need to focus on the learning part first. The rest of things will follow if everything goes well for you. Okay, so whenever you are asked a question why MBA, please do not answer ki package ke liye. Always focus on the learning part. What are you going to gain out of that? Okay, so you have different domains. You have marketing, you have finance, you have operations, you have HR, you have a strategy. These are the main streams of market of MBA. Okay, so even if you are not sure ki which stream you want to opt for, you can mention you want to have a knowledge of each of these fields, because in first year at least you have you have to completely study all these topics. So you get to understand the different verticals of an organization through studying all these subjects. Okay, So you will get to understand how an organization works, what are the challenges in each of these verticals that the organization might face, how are those challenges overcome. Okay, so this is what you will learn over there. Another thing that you learn in an MBA college is rather two things that most importantly, two things that you learn is, one is time management and the other one is stress management. So the entire curriculum of MBA is extremely aggressive. Matlab, you do not have time to sleep even sometimes. You have quizzes, you have classes, you have presentations to make, you have case studies to go through, you have different competitions, you have different place com sessions, everything packed in a 24-hour duration. How are you supposed to do that? So that is why time management and stress management both you learn very well during your MBA curriculum. Okay, so apart from all the theoretical knowledge, this is what you learn in a practical scenario while studying over there, and all these things help you for your future. So when you join a company, if you know how to manage your time well, you will be able to balance your work and life in a better way. If you know how to manage your stress well, you will be able to uh, work better in stressful situations. Once you are at a decision making role, there's a lot of stress that you're going to go through. So it helps you prepare for all these scenarios in your future. So this is why you want to do an MBA from a good B.School, right? This is what you're going to learn out of there. Okay, so this is what you need to highlight, why MBA will include these points. Now, of course, I'm not saying include them right as I have said. Of course, put them in your language, put them how you will link your graduation part, you will link your work ex part to this part of the MBA, to this part of the learning. So you need to create a link between your graduation, between your work ex with why you want to do MBA. There should be a good linkage between the two. Okay, if there is a good linkage, then it will show a good thought process on your end. Yes, you have thought in a well manner, in a very structured manner. That is what it will show over there. Okay, now they might also ask why is MBA your next step, why not anything else. Now suppose you have done physics honors and you want to go and do an MBA, so you need to connect it well. Why you want to do MBA after physics honors? What is it that you feel you have missed out? Why are you not going for the higher education, or after the BSc, why are you not going for MSc or in physics itself, or why are you not going to into research after that? So all these questions need to be answered well. These questions need to be thought of in advance so that you do not get stuck over there. Okay, so these things need to be taken care of in this question. Think carefully, formulate your answers well, and then prepare it. Okay, create a good link. That is why I'm saying create a good link between your graduation, between your work ex, with why you want to do MBA. What is it that you are missing out over there that you think an MBA will help you in covering up? Okay, let's move on to the next topic. Then comes the strengths and weaknesses. So in case of strengths and weaknesses, you can prepare 2 to 3 strengths and support them with the help of an example or some incidents where you showed those quality of yours. Also, in case of weaknesses, at least keep 2 weaknesses ready. There should be actual weakness. There should not be strength coated in the cover of weakness. No, not like that. I'm a perfectionist. I want to do everything in a perfect way. That is not a weakness. So take actual weakness, which you think is creating a problem in your progress. You will have to think of examples as well. How has this weakness hampered your progress? Okay, so think in that ways. You should have some incidents this because of this weakness of mine I could not do this. I anything. Okay, something that created a problem in your progress. Okay, and secondly, what steps have you taken to overcome it? Okay, you need to answer ki what steps have you taken to overcome it. Now let's say somebody gets angry very quickly. So what are the steps you are going to take to overcome your anger? Are you doing something? Are you doing meditation? Are you doing anything? Whatever is required, are you doing that? Are you taking any steps in that direction? It shows that yes, you are aware of your weakness. Self awareness. It shows you are aware of your weakness. You are aware about your shortcomings, but you are working to overcome them. Nobody is perfect, right? Nobody is perfect. Everybody has some shortcomings. It is completely okay. But you should be taking some step towards overcoming that. That is what is important. All right. Now there might be a question ki why should we not select you? So usually what comes in the mind is ki okay, they are asking about my weakness, but actually this is a question in which they are giving you an opportunity to tell about your strengths. It is an indirect question. Now here what you can say is ki yes, I'm a very hardworking person. So if you do not want a hardworking person, if you do not want a student who is hardworking, who is very dedicated towards doing something good, then please do not select me. Okay, so twist the question in the other way around and then answer the question. Rather than highlighting your weaknesses, tell about your strengths that yes, if you do not want a person with these qualities, then yes, please do not select me. Okay, so this is how you need to answer such questions. Now you will also be asked about your short-term goals and your long-term goals. So in case of short-term goals, so understand what a short-term goal is. Short-term goal is a 3 to 4 year long goal. Okay, so in a 3 to 4 year long goal, you would be spending 2 years of in MBA, in which you will be learning, and then you will be getting into the corporate sector. You would be going undergoing a training period. So mention that. Okay, so you have 2 years of MBA life plus 1 to 2 years of corporate life. So you will be at the starting stage of the corporate life. You will be undergoing training. You will be learning about the company over there. You'll be learning about what all is happening over there. You will be learning about your profile over there. So mention that part. Keep it realistic. In 2 to 3 years or in 3 to 4 years, entrepreneurship is not a short-term goal. Okay, you will not become an entrepreneur just as you get out of the college. So don't say such things which are impractical. Okay. Next comes the long-term goal, which is approximately a 10-year goal. Now, if you say, some might say ki entrepreneurship is my long-term goal, but if you say this, then it means ki you should have some clarity as to what you want to do. Do you have some kind of a clarity or not? If yes, well, good enough. Then do some research on it as well. But if you do not have, then just don't say entrepreneurship just for the sake of saying it. Okay, you should have some clarity. Secondly, even nobody becomes a CEO of a big organization in 10 years. Do not say that as well. Be realistic in whatever you are saying. So you can check out the career paths of different organizations as well. How if you start as an area manager, usually if you are in a marketing profile in an FMCG company, you may start as an area manager. You may start as a analyst, business analyst. Okay, so there are in case you may start as an investment manager in case you have a finance kind of a profile. So these are the starting points that starting of your corporate career when you join when you finish your MBA. So in 10 years, what is the level that you might achieve? To do some research is required before answering such questions. Do not answer these questions just like that. Okay, keep it realistic. Then comes the hobbies part. Hobbies. Now in hobbies, you need to have a detailed information also about your hobbies. So hobbies is what? Hobbies is your interest area. What are you interested in? So I've taken up some examples of some common hobbies and to discuss what is required, what all research you need to do with respect to these. So let's say if somebody says cricket. Okay, so you need to know what is the size of the cricket ball, what is the weight of the cricket ball, what is the length of the pitch, who is your favorite cricketer, what are the records made by that person, uh, when is the next cricket series coming up, when is the next World Cup coming up, where will be the next World Cup, when was the last World Cup, where did it happen, who won. Matlab, you need to have some good knowledge about it. It is not just like ki, you can say ki, yes, I like cricket and the thing is done. No, if you like cricket, you need to have information about that as well. It is not a gully cricket ki वहाँ पे 2-3 छक्के मारे काम हो गया. No, it is not like that. You need to have complete knowledge about it then. Do some research. Without research, don't go for the interview. Okay? Now let's say if you say reading. So what kind of novels do you read? Do you read fiction? Do you read non-fiction? Do you read do you even not read novels? You read something else. You read some editorials. You read some magazines. So what do you read? Mention that. Okay? When you are telling, mention these things. Who is your favorite author? Who is your favorite writer? If let's say the interviewer is also an avid reader, he may ask you, okay, suggest me some books which I should read. So you should have some names prepared. So if you are asked such a question, you should be ready with the answer. If you are asked which is the book which you have read recently, you should be knowing it. What was the story in that? What was the context of the book? You should be having that kind of knowledge. If somebody says singing or music, you should be knowing what are the different aspects of music. What is sur, what is tal, what are the different rags, who were the best musicians. So you need to have these kind of knowledge. Some research is required before you go for the interview. Similarly for dance, what are the different dance forms? Where did the dance form originate? So you need to have that kind of knowledge. So whatever interest area you choose, please do some research into that. If somebody says chess, so again for chess, like in cricket, what are the different tournaments of chess? What is the ongoing one? World Cup kya hota hai? Matlab everything regarding that. You need to have that kind of knowledge. Okay? Then comes the achievement parts. Now you can highlight some of your achievements. Just highlight them in your about me, because it will help you give a direction to the interview. The interviewer will ask, okay, you told something like that, what is it? So you will discuss the details of it. So you can tell about your academic achievements, any competitions that you took part in, any top ranking that you got, anything, any internships, any projects that you did, you can tell about that. Okay. Similarly, for extracurricular, you can tell about some competitions, some extracurricular competitions other than your academics. You can tell about that. Some debate competition, some intra-college, inter-college competitions, okay, sport competitions. So you can tell all those things over here. Okay, in extracurricular, you can mention all different kind of competitions, all different kind of achievements over here. All right. So these things you can highlight in about me. It will give a direction to the interview. It will give a direction to the interview. Just highlight it. Do not discuss the details. Just highlight. Just tell in one line, yes, this is what I have achieved. As I said, the pointers, that should act like a pointer in about me, so that you can discuss it in detail. But when you are discussing in detail, then it should be good detail. So let's say you organized a fest, organized an event. So you should be knowing each and every aspect of it, the finance aspect of it. How did you manage the people around the fest? How did you deal with the team over there? Were you the team leader? Were you a team player? So you need to know the all aspects, the organization part of it. But everything, you need to know all that. What were the challenges that you faced? How did you overcome those challenges? You need to know all this. You need to formulate the answer across all these parameters. Okay, let's move further. So now you might also come across some stress questions like why do you have low marks, or why do you have such a long gap year, or you might be given some guesstimate to answer. In either situation, first thing is keep yourself calm. Do not panic. Okay, take a break. If you are given a guesstimate, if you're asked to answer some question, you may ask, okay, please give me a few seconds to think. or 30 seconds to think. Pause, take a pause of 30 seconds, think. You may use paper and pen also, and think and then answer. Instead of starting just abruptly saying something and then regretting it later, it is better to take a pause, think and then answer. Always think and then answer. Okay. Now as I said, low marks and low gap year, these are some things जो कि काफी लोगों के साथ में you might, I mean, this is something which is common to quite some people, not everybody, but yes, you might have faced something of this sort. In case of long gap year, I'll suggest please stick to the truth. Do not give any false examples of some internship or some NGO work or some work X. Please do not give that. Stick to the truth. That is better. Okay, if you took a break, you were preparing, just say that. It is better to stick to the truth. Also, don't start telling a story. Okay, if some tragedy happened at your end, something happened which hindered you from taking some certain steps at that time, which caused you to take a long gap year, it is just keep it short. Just keep it short and say ki yes, there was some problem at my end, I could not do this thing, so I had to take a gap year. That is the end. Nobody's going to probe you further. Okay, but stick to the truth. Do not tell anything false over there. Similarly, for low marks, you can say ki yes I did, but now if you have improved upon your marks, you can say ki yes, initially I had and I have been working on it. And if you have not, then you can say ki yeah, I intend to work harder and I intend to overcome this. Okay, so you can say such answers, but whatever it is, keep it short. Keep it short. Do not elaborate further. Keep it short. No storytelling in this case. No storytelling. Nobody is sitting there to listen to a long tragedy. Nobody is doing that. Keep it short. You do not want the sympathy of that person, right? So keep it short and stick to the truth. Okay. Next part is now if I talk about academics, then a general knowledge from all the fields of your graduation is important. If you are doing BCom, you need to know the basic aspects of commerce, the basic aspects of economics, finance. You need to know that. If you are doing engineering, so whatever part, so let's say if you are then you need to know what is a diode, what is a transistor. You need to know that, even if that was not your favorite subject, but you need to know that. Also prepare 2 to 3 subjects that you are comfortable in, so that if they ask you ki what is your favorite subject, you should be able to tell ki yes, these are my favorite subjects, and if they ask you a question on that, you should be able to answer them. So prepare 2 to 3 subjects that you are comfortable in, and please they should be good subjects, not something ki ha communication wala subject bol diya. No, not like that. They should be your core area subjects. So prepare them well, so that if you are asked questions on that, you should be able to answer it. Okay. Also, any news related to anything new associated with your area of graduation, you should be aware of it. Keep tab on the news articles that are coming in your area of graduation. Okay. Also, keep it simple. Don't use big words to show off. You have heard about some new technology and you think, okay, I will go there and I will speak some fancy words over there. Please don't do that. People there are very knowledgeable. They will catch you right over there and they'll rip you off. Don't do that at all. Okay. Next comes work experience and internship. So if you have mentioned work experience or internship, most importantly, know your project well. Mention the details of it. If you are being asked, mention the details. In minute details are required. What were the challenges? How did you overcome them? What was the project about? What was the learning from the project? So everything you need to tell for the project. Okay, give details about the project. Also, you may have such situations like you may have instances of teamwork, you may have instances of leadership, difficult situations. So you can try to think of all these things and keep such instances with you. So in case you have been asked such kind of questions, you will be able to answer them. Also, if you have faced any situation of ethical dilemma, or even if you have not, if you are by chance asked what will you do if you face a situation of ethical dilemma. It is always better to choose an option in which you maintain your integrity. Okay, never ever answer a question with something which does not fall in line with integrity. Okay, always your answer should be ethical, your answer should be full of integrity. Okay, I guess this is the last topic, general knowledge and current affairs. So now when I talk about general knowledge and current affairs, so you need to know the static facts. Some static facts like about your city, about your company. So if you're working, so about the company, what was the revenue last year, what has been the growth in over the previous year, what was the recent report released. So you need to know about it. Is there any major changes, major policy changes that your company has issued, any new funding that your company has got, anything related to your company, you should be knowing that. Okay, any new area of explore, any new area that your company is exploring into, so you need to know all public information, all public information that is available, you need to know that. Okay, you are not being asked to reveal some insider information, no, but all public information you are supposed to know that about the company you are working for. Similarly, for your city, you should be knowing where you are from, what is famous about your city, any historical details about your city. So you need to know such things. Okay, these will be included in the static facts. You need to know about your country as well, right? So static facts may some basics about your country, length of the country, breadth of the country, any simple facts. Okay, basic history of the country, basic history of India. So see, these things will help you in your uh, when you are interacting with the interviewer. Yeah, if you have a GD, in many cases GD has been scrapped, but these facts help you in your GD a lot, because when you know facts you can give such examples and relate with it well, and it makes your points much more solid, much more with much more weight. Okay, so that is why reading about the history of the country is also quite important. Okay. Mm. Then you need to know about the ongoing issues, so you can read the editorials and articles that are available on the internet. You can research. Actually, it is better that you pick up an issue. You can find what issues are going on right now. So pick up a issue. Try to find articles related to that. Try to get information related to that, so that you know ki, this is the issue. Why is this issue being created? What are the possible solutions for this? So you need to understand that why is it being created, why is the problem, and what can be the possible solutions, what is the impact of that issue. Okay, you need to formulate this, you need to keep notes of this. Okay, then as I mentioned, budget would be out soon. So if the budget is out by the time of your PI, you need to know the key highlights of it and what significant impact it will have on the general population. Also, if your the PI is before the budget, you need to know what you should be expecting. So just repeating this point, that in case your PI is before the budget, then you should be prepared ki what can you expect from the budget, and what do you think ki what kind of policy changes or what kind of budget policies can be introduced in the budget itself that will help the general public. And if your PI is after the budget has been released, then you should be aware of what are the key highlights of the budget and what significant impact it will have on the general population. Okay, so with this, I am wrapping up my presentation today. I have discussed certain important questions that are the crux of the interview. If you have prepared these questions well, you will be able to answer most of the part of the interview with much more ease. These are the mostly the HR questions. Of course, for your academics and your work experience, you need to prepare on those answers well. But yes, if you prepare these questions, you would have uh, prepared the HR part of the interview very well, and it will help you in being more confident about yourself during the interview. Okay, so for more doubts, you can join the Telegram group, the link of which has been shared on the live chat. Please do join that. You can share your doubts over there and reach out to us for guidance. We will be happy to help you out. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so with this, I am wrapping up the